Hey guys, and welcome to my 2-month postpartum video. It has been a good 2 months. I'm excited to update you guys on how adjusting to two kids have been. As you guys know, I kind of took like a small break from YouTube, and I think that it was just necessary for me to take care of my kids, adjust to having 2 of them, because when I had Ollie, it was totally different. It was like I could film a video, I could clean my house, and I could edit it later, you know what I mean? And it was just a lot different, and with 2 kids, it is just a whole new ball game. And I try and make sure that my kids are taken care of and my house is taken care of, and YouTube is like my hobby as far as my channel, and I don't want to ever feel like stressed or feel like, oh my gosh, I need to get a video up. I need to do it as a hobby, something I love to do, and I do love it, and I've definitely missed it, and I've always been like, oh, I need to do a video, and almost not even because I feel like I should do a video, but because I have so many videos of Ollie on my channel, I never want to feel like, ugh, I totally, missed out on all the updates for Finn and stuff. And I want to be able to look back and know just as much about Finn when he was 2 months old as I do about when Ollie was 2 months old. So it's important to me to make videos. I don't want it to come in the way of, being with my kids and stuff like that. So I've got Finn here. He's gonna hang out with Mama. Ollie is fast asleep, and let's go ahead and talk about what it's been like for 2 months. So as far as adjusting to 2 kids, I feel like we did it really well. It definitely was a pretty smooth transition. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but he is stinking it up over here. But I think that we adjusted really well. I still felt like I was able to really connect with Ollie in many ways. Playing with him, letting him help with diaper changes with Finn, and then also giving him the space he needs, because he doesn't want to constantly be helping with Finn, that's for sure, and he wants to just play with Mama or play with Dada. And I think my biggest worry was nighttime, because I really find that bedtime is like a huge bonding for both of them, and I didn't want to give up that bonding experience with Finn like I had with Ollie, but I also didn't want to give up Ollie's bonding. And I think for the 9 months that I was pregnant with Finn, I stressed about it constantly. Like, how am I going to nurse Finn and put Finn to bed and then, put Ollie to bed? Like, I want to do it all, but I can't do it all, and I want it to be like how it was with Ollie, but it can't be like how I had with Ollie because now I have 2 kids. And so I stressed about it a lot, but to be quite honest, it has just worked very well and has just been very peaceful. And yeah, there are nights when I don't put Ollie to bed and maybe Brian puts him to bed and I take care of Finn, but there are many nights that I get to just put Ollie to bed and Brian takes care of Finn, and then there's nights that me, Ollie, and Finn will cuddle in bed and we just lay there, and it is almost bonding for all 3 of us. So I think I stressed a lot about it, and it really wasn't necessary. I think that you just go with the flow, and things just fall into place exactly how they're supposed to be. And I think also my personality is that I don't like to stress. I tend to almost be underwhelmed rather than overwhelmed, because I think if I'm overwhelmed, then I'm stressed, then he's gonna be stressed, then Ollie's gonna be stressed, then Brian's gonna be stressed, and it's just gonna be stress, stress, stress. So I tend to kind of underwhelm, and I say, okay, first things first, what's important? I know Finn is screaming, crying right now, but what do I need to take care of right this second? And I prioritize quickly. And I think it's important, because otherwise it would be so easy to just literally want to fall apart and start crying. So it's important that you don't do that, I think, especially when you have 2 kids. And honestly, there are times that, of course, it is so stressful. For the most part, it is amazing. Like, I feel like it is the craziest thing to be a family of 4. I feel like a family of 4, it's like, oh my gosh, like, we have kids now. Like, we don't have a kid, we have kids, and it's so much fun, It's just, I'm enjoying it. I honestly am enjoying every second of it. And yeah, there are times when I'm like, oh my gosh, my house is a mess. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind on laundry. I'm so far behind on my housework or whatever. But we're happy, like, no matter what. Like, we are so blessed. We have these 2 beautiful, amazing kids that are good. Like, yeah, he can be tough. He constantly wants me to hold him, but he just wants love. Like, that's all he really wants, is just cuddles and for me to hold him. And I mean, what more can a mom really ask for? I mean, yeah, it can be tough to get things done, but you got a baby. You got a baby to hold and cuddle, aren't ya? Mwah. Alright, as far as how my body is, weight loss and all that, I actually quickly got back to my pre-pregnancy weight, which I was really happy about. I think I was back to it within like 3 to 4 weeks. I think I really do have a pretty quick metabolism, I guess you can say, but I also started probably about 10 pounds more than I really wanted to be, and I still want to be. So yeah, I definitely have about 10 pounds I'd like to lose, but I'm back to pre-pregnancy weight, and that is great. My body, yes, I definitely have a little bit of a sag there still in my belly. I definitely have some stretch marks, but not too bad. And I'm okay with it, I am. As far as, you know, how I feel when it comes to like my husband and stuff like that, I feel great. My husband loves me, he loves my body, and that's all that truly matters to me. Oh good, you didn't spit up. But you probably won't see me in a two-piece anytime soon. I probably won't be walking around, you know, showing my belly off anytime soon. But that's okay with me, and I don't think that's, you know, something that I need to worry about at this point anyways. I have kids to worry about. And, you know, at some point I will probably try and get my body back to where it's supposed to be, but not right now. Now, I have had a lot of questions as far as why haven't I filmed a birth story, and I talked about it a few months ago in that I did film a birth story, and then I basically was like, nope, I'm not putting this up. And then I talked about how I had a lot of mixed emotions about my birth and that I just wasn't ready to share it. And at this point I can say, when I think back to my birth, I don't like almost want to cry. Whereas a few months ago, I wanted to cry when I thought about it. I don't feel like I had a traumatizing birth whatsoever. I got to labor, which was probably the most amazing experience of my life. I look at the laboring process, and as much as I was in pain and crying, I just think, wow, that was amazing that I got to do that. And then I look at my C-section and I go, ugh, I got a C-section. But I honestly feel okay about that. I'm like, it was necessary. I had worked so hard up until that point. But I think what I look at is I go, I tried to make every best decision for Finn from the beginning of my pregnancy. I wanted a VBAC because I knew that was what was best for Finn. And I went past my due date because I felt that that was what was best for Finn. And I labored as long as I possibly could because I knew that this was what was best for Finn. And then it was time to get a C-section, and at that point, that was what was best for Finn. I made all these decisions saying, this is what's best for Finn, my baby, this is what's best for him. No matter if it's uncomfortable or painful for me, this is what is necessary. But in the end, when he was born, he came out just bruised and swollen and blistered and screaming. He was taken away for hours, and I know that there are women who don't get to see their baby for many hours, or for days even sometimes, or even hold them. And so I know that I'm not, you know, alone in that, and I know that there are women who got it way worse than I did. But I tried to make all these decisions, and in the end, I feel like he came out and he was in so much pain. And when I went to hold him, I just barely touched his head and he screamed in pain. He was in so much pain because of the labor process, because we labored for so long, and his head was just pressed up against my pelvic bone and just like pushing and pushing and pushing. And so he came out just swollen, bruised, blisters, in pain. He needed medication right away just from his pain, and that makes me beyond sad. I feel like our meeting for the first time wasn't exciting. I was crying because I felt so terrible because I hadn't seen him and he was in pain, and I wanted to be the mommy that held him and just cuddled him and said, it's okay, but not only did I not get to do that, but when I did get to do that, it hurt him just to touch him. Alright, Finn needed a different position. So what I'm trying to say though is that in no way am I sad about how he, you know, came out. I wanted whatever was best for him at every moment, but I think back and I go, did I make the right decisions? I know I had good intentions in all my decisions, but where did I go wrong? And I didn't want to make a video where people said, well, here's where you went wrong, or this is what decision you should have made differently, because I can't make those decisions differently. This is just what happened. This is the birth story, and there's no changing it. All right, now we're nursing. And so I just wasn't ready to share that story, and maybe I'm still not ready, and maybe I'll never be ready. I'm not really sure. I do think it's important to always, you know, remember the small details or the way you were feeling in that moment when it comes to your birth. And I felt really terrible. I felt like I made bad decisions. But now, 2 months later, I don't feel like I made bad decisions. I feel like I said, every decision I made was in the intent that this was what was best for Finn. He loves his mama just the same. It doesn't matter whether we had a rough beginning or not. He is a fantastic nurser, and that's all I could truly ask for. And I'm happy. I really am happy. I don't know if I'm ready to even read comments about what people think about my birth, and I don't want to be like, oh, you're right, I should have done this, I can't believe I didn't do this, and then regret something. So yeah, I think I'm a lot better now that I'm 2 months out, and I'm happy, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Should we show them how happy you are? How happy are you? How happy are you? Yeah, you're happy, baby. Alright guys, well I think that's it for this 2-month postpartum update. I think that what I need to do is just come to terms with the fact that not every video is going to have perfectly done hair or perfectly done makeup or in the best clothing. I'm just going to make videos when I can, if I can, however I can. If I'm feeling up for it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this postpartum update. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and we will see you guys in my next video. Say bye. At the same time, you know, I mean, what is there really an easy baby? I mean, he definitely gives me a run for my money. He constantly wants to be held. He constantly wants just cuddles and love and attention, and I love it, but it is definitely hard when you have 2 kids, you know. I have to make time